Hello fellow guitar geeks, this is the Pedalbay 40 from Palmer. It's a pedal board with a built-in power supply. In this video I'm going to unbox it to show you what you get. I'm going to build a pedal board for my band and then I'm going to take it to a gig tonight and use it live on stage so I can properly evaluate it. So let's find out what's in the box. It's in a bag, that's a good sign. So we've got a shoulder strap, which we'll take a look at in a moment. Some tasty silica gel, and the bag itself for the pedal board. Is there anything in there? Let's have a look. Did I open it? No, I closed it. Hang on. And now I closed it. What am I doing? I can't do zips. There's nothing in there. That's to keep all your secret stuff. Where are the main zips? There are the main zips. Cracking it open. That is the board with the legs attached already, and there is the PWT PB40. So I need to take something out, I think, of this and then install the power bar in its place. I love building stuff. I love Lego kits. That's going to be fun, but let's see what else is in the bag. We've got a guide to other pedal boards, should I decide that this one is too big or too small. That is the most silica gel I've ever seen in any product I've ever unboxed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They must have known that it was coming to me because I'm getting hungry. We also have an Allen key for building purposes, some Velcro, and some other sort of straps. What are they? Are they for tidying cables, do you think? I don't know what they are. Oh, they're elasticated. What's that for? I'll read the manual in a moment, the manual for a pedal board, and find out what that is. Maybe it's for looking cool. I'll put them on my arms as I build the board. So this is the PWT PB40, the power bar. There's a little power supply manual. It's got 8 outputs according to that, so it's 6 9 volts and 2 switchables. I love the way that is organized. That's a beautiful organization of stuff. I want to go for that first. Oh, that's the heavy part. Then what's that? That's just a spacer. Then we've got the adapter. Try not to destroy it while I'm here. So we've got a kind of inline adapter, like a laptop kind of thing. Then we've got all the cables. So there's your Boss standard pedal cables, which are quite thick cables. That's reassuring. Then we've got Velcro straps and nuts. Love a box of nuts, me. So more Velcro. We've got even more than we began with. And nuts. Right, guess I'm going to need those. I will just have a quick peruse of the instruction manual. For you, it will be instantaneous.
Moments later.
I haven't found a guide on how to do this on the internet, and the instructions are a little bit weak, to say the least. So consider this an installation guide for the Palmer Pedalboard and the power bar. First, I'm going to slide out this power bar and unpack it. Then we've got that, whatever that is, and the power bar itself. The Palmer pedal boards are screwed together, meaning that you can take things off and move these bars up or down depending on the height of your pedals. And it also says in the instructions that you can install this power bar anywhere there's a rail. But to me, it makes absolute sense to install it in the top rail. So that's where we're going to go. The first thing we're going to do is put the Velcro onto the power bar. So use the soft side that came with the power bar. So in that box, not the box for the pedal board itself. Now put it to one side. Bring the pedal board back in and flip it over. And if you're going to put it in the central part, you need to take out this with the Allen key, but I'm going to put mine at the top. So I need a spanner, and just going to take these nuts off. There's 2, and then that should just slide out. There we go. You don't need that anymore. Put it somewhere safe, such as right there. Next, take the nut selection and get the 2 medium-sized nuts, and then place them in the power bar, just in those top slots there. Slide that into the board, like that, and then remove these nuts from the feet and the legs, and replace them with these large sort of washer integrated nuts, that way around, with the large washer facing out. Now, reattach the legs And that's it, unless you want to attach the guard that goes over the cables. And to do that, you just need to back off these nuts a little bit. Like so. Slide the guard in, and then put the legs back in. What that does is when you've got the power cables in, that'll stop them from sliding or being pulled out, which I think is really clever, but I don't need it right now. That's it done. So now's the exciting part, to build the board and take it to the gig. Now my board is very simple, and it's based around this 45 caliber from J-Rocket as the main amp sound. But this time I'm also going to be putting on the Revival Drive Compact from Origin Effects, also an amp like Overdrive. So this is basically 2 amps in boxes. Then everybody needs a wah, but I want a small one. This is the Auto Return Crybaby Mini. Then I've got, because we are a 60s cream sort of band, that's the Woman Tone from Acclam Guitars. Then the main sort of input is this, the new Shure GLXD 16 Plus guitar wireless unit. Then I'm going to put on the fundamental reverb from Walrus Audio, just for a song maybe like Wind Cries Mary that needs a big old sound, and I really love that reverb. Then we've got a fuzz, and this is the new Octahive, or the baby Octahive, I guess, the mini one from Beatronics. That's not released at time of filming, so I'm quite excited about playing that tonight. And it's a pretty simple board. In fact, it's probably too much, and I'm going to take these off now. By the way, I think these are for going underneath, for attaching a power supply onto those little lugs underneath, or maybe they're for finger exercises. Right, let's cable it up. Now, that is not going to win any prizes for being tidy. My goodness, look at the back of that. That is a mess. But that's the point of tonight. I'm testing this board out. I'm going to put this guard on that we saw earlier and figure out if that helps at all or if it's just a waste of metal. Turning it over. Gotta go under there. Oh, I don't like that. Oh, maybe. Well, that does what it says it'll do. I don't know if I like it. Could just be a tray to collect beer in. It's really untidy, but I'm not prepared to tie anything down in case something goes wrong with it tonight because it's untested, and then I have to switch out to an external power supply or something like that. But it's the perfect size for a board of my needs. Let's take it to the show and find out how we fare.
I know you. You know me. One thing I can tell you is you got to be free. Come together right now over me.
There's a shot of the pedal board being on stage, and all in all the gig went very well, and I had absolutely zero problems with the board or the power supply. I did, however, have problems getting more footage of the show because we were a little bit stressed for time and I didn't set up a camera that actually had the pedal board in view. But I can report my following findings. So the main news is that the board survived. It did a great job. I had no issues, as I said, and it's still in one piece. And I'm so happy that I actually took this to test at a show because I think this could be the perfect pedal board for home players. But it does raise some concerns when you use it live. The biggest concern was when I initially plugged it in for sound check, this little inline transformer thingy was right at the top of the stairs where you enter the stage. And yes, I could have tucked it under the board and then put power at the front of the stage, but that then kind of negates the long cable that you get and the fact that the power is in the bar, because I was worried that someone was either going to pull that cable out because it was right in the middle of the stage, or indeed it wouldn't take many shows for that to get absolutely obliterated by my bass player's feet. Or indeed my feet. Sorry, Armin. Yeah, so that, it should really go under the board, but then you've got this massive long cable, which kind of is weird. So I have an idea for Palmer. You have all the plug-in for the pedals in this one bar. Why not have that in a second bar or something like that? That just seems a bit amateur to me. Right, next point. These feet are a bit of a pain. One of them came loose during the sound check, and luckily I took the spanner with me so I could really tighten it up. In fact, it's come loose again. Any moving part on anything in your rig can become loose during a show. And the fact that Palmer didn't supply a tool to tighten this and then you have to go and buy your own is a bit of a negative point. And I'm being maybe a little bit too harsh there, but surely they could have included some of those tiny little spanners that you get when you're building flat pack furniture and the like. Onto a major plus point, this guard thing that I put on that keeps all the cables intact in the power supply, absolutely brilliant. I love it, and I wasn't sure about it at first, but now I'm fully convinced that this is a great idea and stops those power cables coming out entirely. However, there is also a downside, and that is that you need to have this inline power supply left in, because if you try and take it out, you can get it out, but it's a bit fiddly to get back in again because you've got the guard on. And I'm there, I can get it in. But on stage, I couldn't do that. I found that really hard and had to get a pick down in there to push it in from that side. Regarding the bag, which is an integral part of the product, the bag is protective of your stuff, I guess. It is not the best bag I've ever seen. These zips, I think, will last a while, but they are certainly not as strong as some other brands that you might be familiar with. Now, all these things that I'm saying are extremely critical and will not apply to most people. If I ever decided on a finished board and I tidied up the cables on this and all the routing and routing was absolutely perfect, I wouldn't see any problem with gigging with this for a little while. And any of these tiny problems I've talked about do not apply to most people. And I'm talking like 99 out of 100. So do I recommend this board? For €200, 100% yes. This is a good spending of your money. There's also the bigger brother of this 40, the Pedalbay 60, which of course has more space for more pedals, but the power supply still has the same number of outputs as this power supply. So if you're getting the bigger board, you might have to get 2 of the powerbar power supplies to facilitate all the different pedals. Overall, I think this is a good buy and will suit most people. So if you're on the fence or you're thinking about getting a new pedal board and you have €200 to spare, take a look at this. Links in the video description. Right, thank you for watching. I hope you found this entertaining and informative. There is a button right there to subscribe to the channel if you want more from me. And whatever you do, make sure that you keep playing guitar. See you later. Bye-bye.